2 dogs. 104 and a cat. There were once 3 best friends, 2 dogs, and a cat. The 2 dogs were called Nagpo and Dolma, and they lived in a monastery. The cat called Punty did not have a home. She ate at the monastery, but like other stray cats, she lived wherever she found shelter. It was over some time that Nagpo, Dolma and Punty had become the best of friends. Punty would visit the monastery every night to meet Nagpo and Dolma. They would spend hours playing with each other until they were sleepy. Punty would then quietly leave the monastery through the balcony while Nagpo and Dolma slept happily in their warm beds. One night, Punty did not come. Nagpo and Dolma waited for her for several hours. They were growing worried. Closer to bedtime, they suddenly heard a very loud shriek outside. It was Punty. Nagpo and Dolma ran close to the window and started barking. They knew it was Punty, but did not know what had happened. Punty was crying very loudly. Nagpo and Dolma felt helpless because they were trapped inside and the doors had already been shut. It was already late and the caretaker of the monastery had gone to sleep. Nagpo and Dolma decided they would continue to bark loudly so that they could draw the attention of the caretaker. They told Punty, "Don't worry, Punty, we will help you. You must not be afraid." Shelter ends. The caretaker heard Nagpo and Dolma barking. At first, he ignored them. All these dogs, they make so much noise for nothing. After several minutes had passed, he could still hear them and the loud meowing of a cat outside. "Let me have a look," he thought. The caretaker took his torchlight and opened the door. He could hear the cat, but did not know where the sound was coming from. Nagpo and Dolma ran outside along with the caretaker and saw her hanging on a branch right above the electric pole. She was caught between the branches and could not get out. She was in a lot of pain. The caretaker finally saw her because of Nagpo and Dolma. He carefully stretched his hands and pulled Punty out of her trap. She was finally saved. He took her inside to dress her wound and feed her. Nagpo and Dolma ran behind Punty and the caretaker. They waited until her wound had been dressed with herbs and she had been fed. They dragged a blanket over her and then gently stroked her with their paws until she fell asleep. The caretaker was amazed to see so much love between them. "I never knew dogs and cats could be best friends and care for each other so lovingly. What a delightful sight. I have learnt a great lesson today. Loving kindness and compassion can be shared with all beings." He then recalled to mind the countless bodhisattva lives of Lord Buddha when he was born as an animal and had helped many beings. He went back to bed with a smile on his face.